Hi Sagittarius, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your November 2017 tarot reading with a little bit of astrology and an oracle card if necessary, oracle pull if necessary. So Sagittarius, you are a fire sign and you are a mutable sign, making you very flexible. You malleable. You probably feel at home in almost any situation, feel at home in any social circle. Very flexible, very expansive energy, ruled by Jupiter. And again, very jovial, fun. Also rules the ninth house, which is about education, seeking truth, and travel. So again, a very fun, curious, expansive energy um, that wants to learn more, see and experience more. So lovely, lovely energy. Now your ruling planet at the moment, Jupiter, has made a move into the Scorpio constellation. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So when you look at Greek mythology, Jupiter, also known as Zeus, was kind of the sky god of the gods. And his brother, Pluto, or Hades, is the lord of the underworld. So that's the shadow world. Again, this is all allegory for situations in the psyche in our lives, in our day-to-day lives. So when Jupiter, an expansive, illuminating energy, right, your ruler, truth seeker, brings his energy down into the underworld, into the shadow world, this is a time for illuminating all of those things that have remained hidden, intuitive, subconscious things, things that motivate us. The Scorpio world, the constellation in the world of Scorpio is the eighth house, the house just before you, about death and sex. Now, it sounds like that's negative. It's not. It's part of life. In our, uppity civilized society, we don't talk about death and sex all the time. You don't bring it up to grandma, but it is part of life. And if it's ignored, it will fester. That's the purpose of the shadow world. And that's why it's so wonderful that your ruling planet Jupiter is in the shadow world right now, working with Pluto to illuminate these things that have been affecting us and motivating us. Unseen things that perhaps have gone on unnoticed for some time but have been felt. So very good energy there. Venus is also going to be going into Scorpio. She is in Libra, I think, for the first few days of the month, and then moves into Scorpio, where she'll bring her love of beauty, symmetry, the arts, relating to people into the sexy world of Scorpio. So you might find at this time of year, in November particularly, the feelings of amour. You might find, or if not amour, possibly heightened sex drive. That's cool. That's part of Scorpio. So you might find that happening. What else is going on? We've got Uranus in retrograde still in Aries. So that's a hot, fiery constellation with an unpredictable energy. And that's going to be making interesting aspects to these planets in Scorpio. What else is going on? Mercury is in Scorpio for, again, like the first few days of the month, and then moves into Sagittarius, your constellation. Saturn is also in your constellation. So with Mercury in your constellation, this is kind of a thoughtful, communicative, um, interacting energy. So, and a curious energy. Right? So you might find that you want to take on something new, learn a new subject, take on a new subject in school, or go back to school, or take on a certification. But it seems like you might want to dive into learning about something, possibly taking a trip too. Okay, and then with Saturn and Sagittarius, he's been there for a long time, but he will, on the solstice next month, be moving into his home constellation of Capricorn, which will not only impact them, Capricorns, but it will also impact a lot of institutions that have been around a while. So, solid, tried and true institutions like government and businesses and banks and things like that. Let's see, did I miss anything? North Node still in Leo, so collectively we're still moving or working toward those high octave Leonian traits like agape love, self-expression, creativity, things like that. Two lunations of import. One is already passed. It was the full moon in Taurus on Sunday the 4th. The next one is the new moon in Scorpio on the 18th of November, Saturday, at 6:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That occurs in the last quarter of Scorpio. So a lot of these aspects with these other planets in Scorpio are making an impact, or making a highly energetic aspect with that lunation, the new moon. Remember, new moons are a great time for seeding, for planning intentions. I think that's it. I don't think I've overlooked anything else. Oh, I forgot about Pisces. The constellation of Pisces has had Neptune in it in retrograde for a long time, but Neptune will be going direct on the 22nd, which will cause some of that deeply emotional, spiritual, kind of cosmic, spacey energy to be a wee bit more focused. And then Chiron, the wounded healer, of course, is still there in retrograde. Pluto, or rather Capricorn, is still direct. No, sorry, Pluto is still direct in Capricorn. That is all I wanted to say on that. Okay, Sag, so we're going to do your reading now. This is a 3-card reading based upon the supernal triangle, or the top 3 sephira of the Tree of Life. So if you follow the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, this would be Keter, Chokmah, and Binah. If you follow the Kemetic Tree of Life, this would be Amenasur, Tehuti, and Sekhert. Jungian, this would be superconscious, conscious, and subconscious, and I'm going to go with that analogy. We are using the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith, which is just a recoloring of the original Rider-Waite-Smith. Let's get started. What is going on for Sagittarius, November 2017? Sagittarius, fire sign and mutable sign, ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter now investigating the shadow world, bringing things to light down there. With Mercury currently in your constellation, as well as Saturn. What does that mean for our dear Sagittarius, party animals that they are, fun Sagittarius, for November 2017? Holy Hecate, Cosmic Soul, Titaness, Creatrix, God. What information can you provide Sagittarius for the month of November 2017? November 2000, thank you. Looks like you're coming out of some kind of negative mental pattern. Okay. So superconscious is telling you, or congratulating you, or suggesting, if you're not doing it already, to move out of a whirlwind of thoughts. Thinking, but no action. And it's, if you look here, it's imprisoning you. But you can get out of there. There's lots of space between the swords. I apologize. This is the 8 of Swords, mental energy, and it's in reverse. You got it in reverse. So this woman is loosely bound. She could move the, she could remove the blindfold, and she could certainly knock some of those swords out of the way. She's really not bound. Okay, she's really not being held, but because this is mental energy, she's being held by her thoughts. She's being held back by her thinking. So superconscious is advising you to look at where your thinking has been holding you back. Make sure you're addressing that. And your conscious mind is kind of the dreams and wishes card, 7 of Cups. And this is kind of pie in the sky stuff. There's like a lot of things that you want. There's tons of things that you want to do and want to accomplish. But because of this, because there is so much, it's difficult to narrow down, narrow in, and focus on one of them. And that's another thing I think Spirit is sort of telling you. There's a lot that you want here. See? All those things to choose from. Some are good for you, some are not. I think Spirit is asking you here to get out of this funk of a mental prison of just thinking about all these things that you want, and really meditate on what you need and then focus on that. And then in the subconscious mind, we get the Cancer card in reverse. Here's the Cancer card. This is the mother of the zodiac, Cancer, in the high octave. And the low octave, she's kind of, well, he or she, it's not gender specific or gender conforming, but the energy, it's a Queen of Cups in reverse. In the upright position, it's a person that's very creative, romantic, loving, a mothering, nurturing, sweet energy, giving. On the low octave, it's someone who's so giving that they literally lose themselves and they're a bit clingy. Okay? So it could be that there are a lot of things that you want. Spirit is advising you to narrow it down, figure out what you need, stop imprisoning yourself with just thinking about things. Start thinking about what you need, not just what you want, and narrow in and focus on it. And it's very possible, if you notice, one of these cups is a person's head. So this can be people as well as things or fortunes to be had. And it feels like you really it seems like this might be a time of, I'm going to get clarification before I say any more on this. This is very clear, but I don't know what the low octave Cancer is about here. So let's use the cartouche. It's a small deck based upon Kemetic or Egyptian mythos. You know, the pantheon: Isis, Osiris, Horus, Set, Nephthys. Holy Hecate, Titaness, Creatrix, God, Cosmic Soul, Mother. Can you clarify this Queen of Cups in reverse? This Cancer card, if it's an energy or a person, what does it mean for Sagittarius, November 2017? What is the Cancer, the low octave Cancer here? The Queen of Cups in reverse. Huh. This is you clinging to a situation. So we're not talking about a Cancer. You're taking on a low octave Cancer trait here. And you're holding on to dear life for something and not making a choice. This is actually you. You received Osiris, which is a father figure in reverse. But again, a father figure, it does not necessarily mean that it's gender conforming. Father, what it's meaning here is stability. It's a tree. This is a Kemetic graphic for a tree. So it's a structure, basically. Provider, stability, and you're holding on to something desperately here. There's a lot of things you want, and you're being advised to make a decision because you've imprisoned yourself with all of these things that you want. And you're holding on to, no, you know what? You are holding on to some perceived stability that's not there. Yeah, you're holding on to a perceived stability that's not really there. And that is what's holding you back. That's what's making you have this clingy nature and an unwillingness to make a decision. You've got to make a decision. This prison you built for yourself of indecision is all you. You've done it by thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And there's a lot, again, there's a lot of things that you want. I see that. But you got to narrow it down and make a decision, because this perceived stability is in reverse. It's not what you think it is, and it's not really ultimately what's going to give you stability in the long run. So you're clinging to something that's not really what you think it is. I hope that helped. Okay, so Sagittarius, I hope that helped you. If you have any questions or comments about that, and again, this could be This is not, this is general reading, or it's for a specific person. I don't know who, but if you'd like something a little more specific to you, this didn't resonate with you, feel free to email me at mimimemes@hotmail.com. Prices are very reasonable, and we can set up a time. If you have questions or comments on this, feel free to leave them in the comment section below the video. Elsewise, I will see you for the new moon in Scorpio on the 18th, and then I will see you next month for the December readings. Again, I hope this helped. This is just what I see. You have an idea of something that's stable, and it's really not, and it's keeping you from making this decision that you need to make. Okay, Sag, I hope that helped. Thanks again for staying with me. It was a long reading, so I really appreciate it. And you enjoy the rest of November. Take care.